This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the microphones, it's Jack. It's Kenny. It's the Rock and Roll Up Podcast.
Hello, mates.
Delay.
Sorry, I was waiting for my cue.
That was the lag.
There it is. Welcome to the Rock and Roll Up Podcast with Jack,
Me?
whichever side he is.
I'm this side on my screen, and Kenny's that side on my screen. What side is he on his screen? We don't know.
No one
He
knows.
doesn't have a screen.
I'm speaking into the ether.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this is recording. I have no idea.
Well-
Welcome to the Isolation Tapes episode 2.
Duh, that's French for two. T.
Just one of the things I've been learning in isolation.
Thank you.
Just one of them.
Fascination. We don't know the meaning of it, baby.
Welcome back. You've had a week to dissect and look at our beautiful
Yes.
faces.
The visual pairing, that is Jack and Kenny. We're in demand, mate. People saw the faces and they thought, wow, that is not, if anything, it hasn't improved it. It's made it worse. if
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. Not only are they not funny, they're also ugly.
Faces for radio.
Yeah.
But there we are. We've done the visuals. I've slaved away, as Kenny does on the audio. Now I'm slaving away over the visuals.
You've done well.
And
Well
we've done
done.
all right, haven't we, mate? We've done all right.
Yeah.
So could be something we're looking to do a bit more in the future. So
Yeah, I mean that was the for first time callers, long time listeners. That was the first visual episode we've ever done. And very much like a year ago when we started, when we had no idea what we were doing with audio.
yeah.
No idea what we're doing with video, but we do now. We do
All right. We normally do our promos, don't we? Film our promos on our phones. So
Yeah.
people are aware of these two mugs, but the video podcast, mate, is the way forwards. But it got me thinking. I was looking at my face and I thought, I was wearing the shirt, but you kind of had the cool hat going on. I brought a selection today.
Right.
We'll start with this one.
Okay.
This is from Next.
Right.
What does this say to you?
Is that from Next in 1943 or?
Yes, that's in Next as in next. Maybe we'll move on from that one. I've gone for the Peaky Blinders.
Hello.
I'm going to peek in your blinds. Is that what it's about?
It's either Peaky Blinders or a local farmer in Wiltshire.
Who looks a bit peaky.
Yeah.
Quite snug on the head, that one. But I like to doff that to maybe a maiden with a baguette in a bicycle.
Have you so Jack's done lots of roles before in extra work and things like that. Is that where these hats are from, or is this your personal collection?
From my personal collection. I do have a stolen collection of artifacts from film sets. I won't be revealing that on camera today.
Right.
But maybe we'll talk about that in the future. This is my personal favourite. Yes, you read it right, sir. Rock and roll on that. Rock and roll. Bring that in. It's as if this was made for the podcast.
Just needs an up on the bottom, and can we sell that? Or
Up on the bottom. Sorry. It's not that kind of show, mate. So we'll pop that on like that. And we'll dink him through.
That's nice.
He's there, look. He's there. Hair's getting very thick. Clammy.
Yeah. You need to do this, mate.
I know. I need to get it
People
on.
will have noticed. I mean, this is how fast my hair grows. This is why shaving my head off is not really that big of a problem, because it's already
That is
2 weeks.
a deep shade of black.
2 weeks time, it'll be down here again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't do with a hat. We'll move past that.
How is your? I mean, people talk about their isolation haircuts. Obviously, I had mine off. How is your hair doing?
He gets thick. Don't grow as quick as yours, but he gets thick. I have perused Amazon for a home hair trimming supplies.
Well, it's got to that. It's got to that week. Well, what are we now with? How long is it since your last haircut? How long do you think?
A couple of months. A couple of months probably. So 8 weeks. 7, 8 weeks. Probably. Yeah. So I normally go once every few months, not as much as you tend to do. I wait until it gets too hard to handle, then it's off.
Right.
Not sure what style we're going to go for, but pop a bowl on. See what happens.
Well, the story of my hair is that Ashanti gave me my partner gave me a bowl cut, and then I said, not even that, shave it all off.
Yeah. Well, you don't like bowls, do you? You just eat straight out of the box.
Yeah. Cocoa Pops, get the milk in there. Oh, it's cardboard. Eat it quick.
Eat it. Oh, it absorbs like a big cardboard sponge, chocolatey sponge.
Yeah, I then do paper mache afterwards.
Ah.
Yeah.
This is what we do in isolation.
It's both food and a task and a clean up, and then a craft activity all in one.
Paper mashed potato. Paper mashed potato. Thank you. We'll talk about that later on.
Oh, I've just noticed on my camera. Look at my little halo.
I know you, baby. I can see your halo. Look at him. That looks quite nice. It looks like you've got little dreads, little white boy dreads.
Little moon.
Little moony.
Yeah.
So, should we start with some depressing statistics?
Oh, please do.
Are we? So far, apparently, 138,000 UK cases of coronavirus.
Right.
18,000 deaths.
Right.
Nearing 3 million cases globally. I've just had a stroke, mid-sentence. 191,000 deaths, apparently.
Well.
Who am I to question those stats?
Who are you?
Scary.
Probably stay inside. Make sure you stay inside, people.
We don't need to tell people why we're apart currently. Still in the midst of this pandemic.
Yeah.
Empty streets, hiding away from each other.
Where the streets have no name or people.
Well, the streets still have names. They haven't changed.
No. Streets. Thing is, if I don't witness it, it's not real.
It would be awkward to live on COVID Avenue right now, wouldn't it? But where's that? Sorry, number 19, COVID Street.
Yeah, that would be bad. But yes, it's we're still in lockdown, despite there's some conversations of maybe a loosening of the strings of the rulings, but definitely not yet. Definitely not yet. So we are still pretty much staying inside, as everyone else hopefully is.
Yeah, behaving themselves. We've been keeping ourselves occupied, haven't we, mate? Obviously, we talked a lot about what we've been doing last part one of isolation tapes, but quick overview of what we've been doing together this week, or last week, rather.
Had a couple of
we
things.
did an online pub quiz, didn't we?
We did do an online pub quiz.
Hosted by yours truly, him, not me. Is truly.
Yours. By yours.
Yeah.
By me, yeah. Well, yeah, sort of. I guess.
My internet helped.
Yes, your internet helped. It was, it was fun. It's quite hard to, we're not prepped, are we, for being inside? Our internets aren't good enough. Our technology's not good enough. Just generally, I mean, for everybody.
Yeah, I'm not good enough. That's my own thing I'm dealing with.
I hate myself.
Yeah.
And
put all the bits together, it makes a pub quiz quite difficult. Upwards of 10 people.
Yeah. But there's a lot of people on that call, and it was with interesting results, mainly of. No, you talk. No, I'll talk. You talk.
And a particular highlight was your audio, which most of it was. What the fuck was that? Is he playing the synth?
I don't understand, because this audio will be, although once it's mastered, it will be the same. When we record this, as it is, my voice is slightly lower, but not bad.
No, perfectly audible. As soon as you get on a video conference with more than one person,
Yeah.
Not a
I'm
clue.
suddenly, I'm Bane.
Yeah, not a clue. But who won? That's the most important thing. Who won the pub quiz, Matt?
I don't know.
I think you do know. And I'm going to wait till you say it.
You won.
Sorry, mate. What's that?
You won the pub quiz.
Okay. Now take your top off.
You won the pub.
Thank
You won the. Well done. No, you did well. You did well. You won the pub.
3 points, was it? 3 or 4 points?
Yeah, I think.
It was tight. But
yeah,
we prevailed, and I, for one, won't brag about it. Well, I have got a badge here saying best quiz person ever. I won't put that on. It was good fun. It was long, but it was good fun, wasn't it?
It was a bit long. It was too hard, and it was too many people, and ultimately, no one enjoyed themselves. So,
you know, typical Zoom call.
Yeah. Talk about a Zoom call that could have been an email, eh? It's a bit of work-based humour, eh?
Why not at this time? We had fun doing that, so that was nice.
Yeah,
bringing people together virtually, which is a nice thing. We spoke about that before.
It's a nice thing to do. Even, you know, maybe don't do it with 10 people. Maybe just 4. Maybe 5.
Maybe 4 of your closest friends. You know that you know won't let you down. Okay.
Wow.
Anyway, should we talk about things that have happened in the world that aren't revolved around us?
Okay.
What are other people doing in this time of crisis?
Well, we are going to talk about a couple of things today. A couple of topical things that have been happening around the world. The first thing I think we should talk about, so we're recording this on, you nice and refreshed there, mate?
Lovely water.
Yeah. Do you know what I've done? Ready?
Go on.
Drunk it all before we started, didn't I?
You. Why have you done that? You're going to be licking the rim.
Bang. Yeah, I mean, that's my other video.
This podcast is brought to you by H2O Water. We're about 90% of it water. There we are.
Just an example of any kind of sponsorship we could
do.
do.
Want us to do ads, we can provide that for you.
Yeah.
What can I say? I will wear anything that you send me.
As you can tell.
Anything. As you can tell from this ruffled shirt that doesn't fit.
So the first thing, so we're recording this on Friday, so it's the 24th. This will be coming to you by magic
in your box
on Monday. But last night for us was the big night in on BBC.
Hashtag big night in.
Hashtag big night in. A amalgamation very much of comic relief and children in need. Hashtag big night in.
Maybe not that.
That's Claudia Winkleman and
Davina McCall.
Davina McCall. I've stolen your bit on that. Sorry.
That's fine. Davina not cool. Ha! Slam.
Well done.
Well,
boom. A great kind of thing to do. It raised so as of when I looked earlier, 27 million in donations from the British public.
Not bad for public work currently.
Davina McCall, Miranda, Zoe Ball, Matt Baker, Paddy McGuinness, Miranda.
Matt Baker. That's how you say
it. Matt Baker. Matt Baker.
At one point he said in the show, "Isn't this great?" Not really, Matt. This is awful. This is absolutely awful why this is happening.
Yeah.
Great. Matt Baker. Great.
Isn't it great? Matt Baker.
Look at that lovely bird over there. Fantastic. Love it.
I love Matt Baker.
Oh, I love him. What a guy.
He's such a nice guy. I'll tell you who I don't like. Davina not cool.
Why don't you like Davina then? One of the prime hosts of the Big Night In. Now, for people that don't know what the Big Night In is, charity events, raising money for, obviously at the moment, for Corona, NHS, etc., etc. I'm not quite sure where the money ends up. A selection we never really know, do we? We never really know.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is Lenny Henry had a pretty good suit on. Right? You can't trust a man called Lenny.
No.
But yes, it was sort of a selection of short films, interviews, and skits and sketches and songs and performances from a wide variety of British and some American celebrities. And you, sir, watched it all. Lay it on me.
It was not good.
Oh, no.
No, let's be fair. It was okay.
We want some bloody pessimism in a time like this. Come on.
Yeah. It was one of those ones where rich history of comedy in this country, great, especially on the BBC. Oh, and a lot of those shows, a lot of those characters came back to middling to low success, with one or two being a little bit higher. It was a great thing to do to raise money in this instance, but it's not good enough for me, is it?
The trouble is with you, mate, is you got high standards. You're a perfectionist. I don't want a skit that's half-baked. I want a potato. I want a really strong piece of work cobbled together in a week.
And that's not what we got. Vicar of Dibley was shit.
It was okay, wasn't it? I mean, I like the bit she put the Easter eggs on her boobs. I mean, that was okay.
What was that about?
It was kind of funny.
She started talking about going for a walk in the woods rather than a wank in the woods, I think is what she was saying.
Yeah, she was doing some misspellings in the parish newsletter, wasn't she?
Yeah,
congratulations on your babies, not rabies. It was basic stuff, but let's face it, Vicar of Dibley was always 50% really good, 50%, oh God.
Yeah.
Why has this happened?
It was one of those where it was fine. It was nice to see Dawn French wearing.
Always like Dawn. Got a lot of time for Dawn.
Have you personally a lot of time for Dawn?
Yeah, well, about 2 hours normally. Yeah. At Dawn.
That's a funny joke, that is.
Thanks, mate.
Funny story about Dawn French, right? Dawn French used to be married to Lenny Henry, and they went to a wedding in the town the very small village where I grew up. Family friends of ours had a camera and were taking photos, and you can just see Lenny Henry sort of there, sort of like this in one photo, then like this, and then sort of like this.
Oh, no.
Very funny.
Lenny wasn't happy. He wasn't happy that day.
And yeah, I mean, the people of the Southwest should be in some way, well, not in some way, in every way, very ashamed of how they treated Lenny. And
they drove him out, didn't they? They drove him to end up cheating on Dawn French, who's not even French. Oh. Disgusting.
Yeah, they did. They suffered horrible racism when they were in, I think in Earlstoke they lived, where the prison is, and had terrible racism. They had to leave. And then Lenny cheated on the wonderful Dawn French, so he's scum as well.
He's scum, but you know what? Get him to present a programme in a pandemic. That's what
I liked when they came out of Vicar of Dibley. They went to Matt Baker and then to Lenny, and I was just like, oh, that's awkward.
Yeah,
that's awkward, isn't it? Either way,
Lenny's still a bit bitter.
It wasn't great. One thing, I mean, the main thing I learned from this was that Emma Chambers, she died like 2 years ago.
Yeah, the actress that played Alice Tinker. Yeah, very sad.
Yeah, the kind of ditzy friend of
bit dim but good intentions.
French. Didn't realise she had died.
Of the show. Yeah, she did pass away. Very sad.
So yes. So we won't be getting any more Vicar of Dibley, and maybe not that bad of a thing.
What else did you like on it? Come on, give me something you liked on it.
Okay, so Little Britain.
Oh, that was okay. That was fine.
Little Britain was all right. The funny thing about the Little Britain sketch was all the costumes for the different characters were made from things around the house. So
like spaghetti hair and
Vicky Pollard had just spaghetti. The Matt Lucas. That
is ingenious actually, and that went some way to making it funnier. Actually,
yeah, because I mean, you know, some of the skits were not great, but Little Britain's a bit. But one, I'm a lady.
I'm a lady, don't you know?
I'm also a lady. And then I went, I'm not sure we should be doing this sketch anymore. And it just ended.
It's very self-aware. That's funny. I used to love Little Britain. Obviously, it's dated terribly. It's aged terribly. But I did get a real pop of adrenaline seeing David Walliams and Matt Lucas on the screen together again. I thought that was lovely because they are a very good comedy duo.
Really, really good.
And it's nice to see some of the old characters, obviously Lou and Andy and things like that.
Yeah.
One I'm surprised they ended with was the racist baker lady.
Yeah.
Who tasted the cake and threw up, and it was just like canned soup over Matt. But I guess that's maybe a satire on racism, and I'm very surprised they did that.
I was also really surprised. I mean, you know, it's a joke that you wouldn't be able to make on the BBC now at all. And surprised they ended on it. It was funny because he was throwing up, and then there was a gap in the screen, and then the soup would. Yeah. But still, it was. Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah.
There was what my favourite probably, because at this point the show had been going on a while, and the guy that does the do 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 do, so it just went, lots of famous people are on the telly. Do 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 do. They're not as funny as they usually are. That got a big laugh. So that was good. Little Britain, pretty good. Dalton French, Little Britain,
middling, not so good. Yeah.
Number one for me, The Trip.
Class. They're 3 minutes on screen, better than anything on the whole night. Yeah.
It was hilarious. It was a Skype call.
Talk me through it.
Anyone who hasn't seen The Trip, Rob Brydon and Steve Coogan basically go around as fictional versions of themselves, semi-fictional, tasting food in different countries, and they just chat, and it's
riff chat,
hilarious,
brilliant impressions. Obviously, everybody knows the impressions, if nothing else. But so what? The whole premise of this skit was Richard Curtis ringing, and that he just wanted them to do something, and unfortunately, his number didn't come up, so Steve picked up the phone, and he ended up having to rope Rob into doing something for charity, basically. And they're discussing ideas about what they're going to do for this little Richard Curtis project. Yeah,
it was. I thought reminiscent of the Ricky Gervais sketch for an old Comic Relief, where he filming the advert for the Comic Relief,
then it pans out and he's filming the advert. Yeah. Very funny.
Yeah, it was self-aware because they're guys that know that, you know, these comedy things that are charity, they come knocking eventually, and you've got to do them, and they kind of do the self-aware. Oh, I don't want to do it, but I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then they were like, they did. Maybe if you do Bryn and I'll do Alan Partridge, and we'll just do something like that.
I was hoping they were going to do that exchange, but they didn't.
I did think,
But instead, they did Tom Jones and Mick Jagger as knights in a feudal system.
Yeah.
Which was very funny.
It was very funny.
They're always so funny.
Yeah. It was one of the few things that was self-aware on the show, and it just made it the funniest skit of the night was The Trip, easily.
And now we're going to take you there as Jack and Kenny become Tom Jones and Mick Jagger. Don't throw those bloody spears at me.
Right. I mean, what you've done is you've
Oh. Yeah. Oh. I think that was pretty.
That'll do. Just that's my Tom Jones. Do you Tom Jones?
He's got it. He's got it in one.
Really good sketch.
A joy from start to finish. So funny.
Absolutely.
Some other little bits they did. Catherine Tate, David Tennant doing a little skit like Catherine Tate's old show. That was fun. I was never a massive Catherine Tate fan. However, as I've got older, I've appreciated her writing more than I did when I was younger. I think the Am I Bothered thing, it was so everyone said it, and it just really pissed me off. But I love David Tennant as well. I think he's
I
extraordinary.
thought I really liked the Catherine Tate show back in the day. Actually, I thought it was quite good. The Am I Bothered? Yeah, definitely. But the other characters actually really funny. The Nan especially.
Classic, of course.
I love.
And a lot of good comedy actors started there with, obviously not David Tennant, who'd been in other stuff, but David Tennant's career was helped. Matthew Horn from Gavin and Stacey was helped, amongst other people. So, EastEnders pub quiz. Did you see that? Ian Beale hosting a pub quiz.
I didn't.
Was
it good?
Wasn't as good as our pub quiz. A few funny quotes. That was it. The spin challenge, where celebrity sports people will spin themselves around, then try and kick a ball or try and bowl a ball or whatever. Just people falling over, really.
Yeah.
If you want that, just film an NHS hospital.
Hot take.
Hot take. Unpopular take.
Very unpopular take.
Did you see the comedians doing some? It was a bit forced, but it was like, and now we're going to go to some comedians to do comedy. And Jason Manford was there, like, hello. And then it was like lots of comedians that aren't that funny. And then Tim Vine was there, and Tim Vine elevated the whole thing by holding up a sign that says bad. And then he goes, "That's not a good sign, is it?" And I thought, "Thank you, Tim." And he did. What did he do? I dated a simile. I don't know what a metaphor. All these kind of jokes. And
very good,
like, Tim.
Thank you. That is a good joke. I didn't see that. There were bits that I skipped through and missed and was on the phone for. But Tim Vine is one of our favourite comedians.
Tim Vine.
So I will
divine.
Search that out.
Did you see Peter Kay's little spiel just before they did the Amarillo thing? You know, they filmed nurses and stuff doing the Amarillo thing. Now, I've heard a lot about Peter over the years. I was worried when he cancelled his tour back in the day. Nobody really knew why. People thought maybe his kid was ill. I'm not going to speculate. It's his personal life.
Yeah.
Peter Kay did not look well.
It's time to speculate about Peter Kay.
And he was slurring and he was slow. And then, you know what I thought? I thought, has he had a stroke?
I don't know what had happened. I also was a little bit worried.
Yeah.
He looked quite strange. He was wearing a hat and sunglasses and a top.
I think to be funny, eating a Solero. That was
maybe.
I pictured him more of a Calippo eater, but
I liked him eating the Solero. I thought, okay, that's fine. But then, it was very slow in talking.
He didn't seem good, did he, mate?
You know, let's hope he's all right.
We've done a 360 on Peter, really, haven't we? Back in the day, I wasn't so into him. Thought him a bit broad for me, a bit. Yeah. Everyone quoted him and kind of butchered him. Then I watched his Bolton Albert Hall special. I think it's a really good stand-up show. Some of his others, he recycles material a lot. I know he's been. People have said that he's stolen material, which is not very good. His work in sitcoms really pulled me in. People know Max and Paddy and all that, but Car Share, it was, I think, for both of us that we really loved Car Share.
So much.
It's become quite a favourite of mine.
Yeah.
He makes me happy.
I never was a big fan of his stand-up. I liked Phoenix Nights.
Phoenix Nights is good.
And I liked Max and Paddy to an extent. I preferred Phoenix Nights, but then, when I saw Car Share,
changed the game.
I reevaluated, because that is one of the best British sitcoms possibly ever.
I would say so, yeah. It changed the game. Absolutely.
It's absolutely phenomenal.
There's some great pictures of the rigging. I don't know if you've seen it, in the rigging that they have to film the car.
Right.
There's some great pictures of the amount of cameras and stuff they have to have, you know. But yeah, it's really.
They're actually driving up. Peter's actually driving.
Sometimes I think he is. Sometimes he's on the back of the trailer, basically. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm getting confused. I'm confused with that Steve Coogan is actually driving in the Trip.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah.
In the Trip, he is actually driving. I've seen him doing a chat about it, that they wanted it to feel authentic. Is it Michael Winterbottom? Is that the?
Yes.
Yeah, wanted it to have that authentic feel. Yeah, maybe not in Car Share. They are driving. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely phenomenal. I've still not heard the audio only episode, which I think you have.
It's good. Yes, fun. It's 15 minutes new written material and 15 minutes radio and still shots. Really, it was good. It by no means was up to the standard. I wouldn't expect it to be of the other stuff, but it was nice to go and revisit the characters. But it just makes me worried for Peter. Obviously, we don't know if there is anything wrong with him, but I would be really, really sad actually if something is to if he's not okay. So wishing him all the best, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, and then they did. So the reason he was there, they did Is This the Way to Amarillo? But they had NHS staff, firefighters, policemen, people working in shops, doing the the walk and all that. It was nice. It was nice. I thought it was going to have some sort of fresh Peter Kay content when he came up. I was like, oh, here we go. They're going to change the lyrics to something, but no, it was just a reshot of the video with clips. It was nice.
Did you see the Foo Fighters thing?
No, I haven't.
The cover of Times Like These, lots of celebrities.
Yeah,
that was okay. Chris Martin. I think Sean Paul was in it. Random people that.
Nice.
It was fine. Dave Gold did an interview about it, talking about how it was nice that it was used for this and things like that.
Okay.
He's just a cool guy. He's a cool guy.
Dave Grohl, just one of the nicest men ever. Love him so much. The last thing to talk about, probably the best.
Yeah.
It's the baked potato with the orchestra.
Yeah, so this Matt Lucas thing, I mean, he's been popping up for weeks doing duets of this baked potato song. I thought his character originated in Reeves and Mortimer. He talked about potatoes and things, but I don't quite know where it's come from, but it's absolutely blown up, hasn't it? And now he's duetting with everyone. He did a duet with Gary Barlow, with Rick Astley, with Brian May, with all these people from musicals. And now the BBC Orchestra have done an orchestrated version. It was cool. It was good.
It was amazing.
Kenny's going to sing it for us. Here we go.
You know the lyrics better than me. I mainly know the lyric, "Thank you, baked potato."
That's fine. That'll do. Maybe we'll sing a bit of that later on towards the end. Pop the words up on the screen like a pantomime. 1, 2, 3. Little stick. Do, 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 do.
Thank you, baked potato.
Any kind of jokey song, I'm all for it. About half of them are always terrible, but one that makes it through. I like a good novelty record, obviously a Benny Hill did a great novelty record very well, and I like a good novelty record that gets in there and is actually fun. And I mean, Peter did well with Geraldine's song. I
love it.
Over and over and over again, the Christmas song. So
one of my favourite Christmas songs.
I think when comedians do it, sometimes they do it badly, but sometimes they do it right. And I think Matt's actually done this right. I think it's really fun. So
yeah,
good luck.
It's weird. It's weird. Don't get me wrong. It's totally weird. Good luck to him. Good luck to him.
I say good luck.
One day he might blow up as big as us.
Maybe. Well, I think he's probably bigger than both of us. Sorry, Matt.
Sorry, mate.
Did you see Joe Wicks on it, being funny, doing a skit about him actually just chilling out, having coffee, doesn't really give a shit? That was quite funny.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Joe Wicks. That's a. Well, I'm going to talk about Joe Wicks in a second. Yeah. But is there anything else from the big night in you want to talk about?
I think the highlight for me was probably everyone's favourite female comedian, Miranda, saying, "There are going to be tough moments and parts that are hard to swallow, but we'll get through it." And I thought, just like an episode of Miranda. Then she said, "It's okay if you're struggling. It's okay if you're bored." And I thought, just like an episode of Miranda.
Like an episode of Miranda.
And that's all I have to say about the big night in. Seemed fun. About half of it was rubbish. About half of it was fun. There's only so much you can do over video conferencing software, but I thought they edited it together quite well and raised a lot of money, but I can't stand to watch those things all the way through live because...
Yeah, they're tough. Yes, they are. It was very good. 27 million raised. So, you know, that's what's important.
Yeah.
People had a laugh. It was good, but there were some highlights and some lowlights. And then Miranda, which even lower than low light.
You decide. Yeah, even lower than low. Bless her.
Subhuman scum.
God bless her.
Good luck to her, I say.
Good luck to her, I say.
I want to have a little chat about Joe Wicks, mate.
All right. Okay.
Joe Wicks. People that don't know, I mean, I'm not going to... Everyone knows Joe Wicks is a twat. Sorry.
Sorry?
Joe Wicks. Me and Joe Wicks. I'm calling you out, Joe. I'm going to do a wrestling promo.
Oh, my God.
Here you, Joe.
Something, Joe Wicks.
Let me tell you something. Good for nothing, Joe Wicks. Anyway, he had 800,000 subs 4 weeks ago. He's now got, I checked yesterday, he's got 2.3 million.
Wow.
He's got 1 million views at the beginning of isolation. About 300,000 now. That's quite funny.
People drop out, though. It's the equivalent of joining the gym.
Well, they're in the comfort of their own home.
I know.
I'm going to do me Joe Wicks. Did you do Joe Wicks? Yeah, I've done Joe Wicks.
Him. Joe Wicks is on. Do your Joe Wicks. Where's your shorts?
Where's your shorts? Yeah, so they're dropping out. But, you know, good luck to him, I say.
I subscribed to him before this all began. I was there, the body coach, because of his hip. Well, we'll talk about this, but because of his high-intensity training, sir, is quite good.
Oh.
Come on, tell me what you don't like about him.
Look.
Is it just black hair?
I'm sure he's a lovely guy. And I heard him on Russell Brand's podcast recently, and he was all right, interesting, nice guy. This is why I hate Joe Wicks, right? Because, and people will know exactly what I'm talking about. YouTube. I love YouTube. I use YouTube all the time.
I love you, YouTube. I love you, YouTube.
I love you, YouTube. Love you, YouTube. I mean, you do terrible business practices and you're very questionable in a lot of areas.
Destroying freedom of speech.
Do love you, YouTube. Joe Wicks had a advert on YouTube when he was doing the cookery stuff, right? So you'd be watching a video. This is the good thing about video, and then all of a sudden, hello, my name's Joe Wicks. This is my bish bash boss chili con carne recipe. Let's be having it. Let's be going. You know you want it. Let's be doing it. My name's Joe, and it used to just interrupt every single video. For so long, Joe Wicks seemed to be the only advert that they were running on YouTube.
Right. Well,
and it always started with, my name's Joe Wicks, and I'm a likely lad, and a spish bash boss, chili con carne, here we go. Yeah. Who's your mother? Who's your father? Bob's your aunt. Fanny's your uncle, you know.
I don't think you like him because he's a cheeky chap.
I hate it.
He's a cheeky cockney chap, and he's got a little bit of abs as well, and you're jealous of Joe Wicks. You're jealous of him. You want his hair because it smells nice.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. It looks like it smells nice.
It looks like it smells heavenly.
But so my partner does Joe Wicks, has done it every day so far.
You want to leave on it?
And I just, every time my name's Joe Wicks, is that all he does on the stream? Hello, stream. My name's Joe Wicks. Hello, governor. My name's Joe Wicks.
Joe Wicks has never said hello, governor. That is nonsense.
Absolutely hate it.
Right now, 20 burpees, cook a chili con carne, Bob's your uncle, off we go.
Yeah,
off the bus.
That's exactly Joe Wicks to me.
Well,
Joe Wicks he overdid the YouTube advert algorithm for me, and therefore I can never get over it. I hate you, Joe Wicks.
He's the Jamie Oliver of high intensity workouts.
Absolutely, he's everywhere.
Bit of this, bit of that. You got a bit of that in you. Pop the sweat in. It's good to sweat. See you in a bit. I'm a millionaire.
Yeah, I hate it. Hate it.
Danielle's friend of a friend knows Joe Wicks very well.
Oh no.
And
He's
apparently,
a lovely guy, isn't he? He's a lovely,
you wait
lovely.
for it, it's going to make you sick. Apparently, you're getting close. He's a nice bloke. He's a good bloke.
Oh no!
I know.
He's a proper nice fella.
Here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, 2 meters away.
Joseph Wicks.
I know what you mean, mate. He's in your face, and it gets a bit boring after a while. It gets a bit full on, but he's used this to his advantage. Conspiracy. Joe Wicks started coronavirus. Not my problem. Not my
You
problem.
heard it here first.
I didn't say that. All right, but Joe Wicks.
Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. You know what I'm saying, Joe
You know
Wicks.
what I'm saying? Up the Jacksy. One for your mother. Joe Wicks.
I don't know what. Fair play to him, I say, but I can't stand him.
Oh, well, fair play. Well, I've been on. You know me. I've been on and off of my fitness. So I'm going to let you into something. Monday, I'm getting back on the fitness train again.
Oh, why is it always Monday? Why not Thursday?
Well, it's got to be at the beginning of the week, isn't it? In my head,
Weeks don't matter anymore. There's no such thing.
they've got to matter. Something has to have meaning. It needs to be sequential, doesn't it? You know what I'm like. It's got to be a Monday. Okay, Monday, whatever. Back and legs. Tuesday, bam, bam. It's got to be like that. If I'm starting on a Thursday evening, I'm like, what's going on? I'll have to start. I can't do that. I'll pass out. I will physically pass out. So,
yeah.
Monday, we're getting the food in. We're starting again. A couple of grenade bars. You love them.
Love them, yeah.
You got all my weights down here. We can't see them here, but got a yoga mat, so like a non-slip exercise mat.
Lovely.
We're starting again, baby, because
Okay.
I'm going to be putting weight on in this isolation, and I'm not happy with it.
This Monday, we're talking.
This Monday, the Monday coming up, we're starting again. And you know what I'm like, mate? When I get back into it and I've got time,
You do.
I'm into it. I'm into it. I'm not obsessed by it, but 4 or 5 days a week,
Maybe a
7
little,
to 8 hours a day.
maybe a little bit obsessed by it.
Probably a little bit obsessed by it.
Thing with you is, for whatever reason, you've got that. You've just got it in you. You start working out, and 4 days later, you look like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. All of a sudden, you just. But I remember when you were really, really hitting it.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop talking about it.
That's true. Yeah.
You'd come over and I'd, chap, you look so swollen. You're swole, baby.
Oh.
You look beefy. I look forward to it. I love it.
You're going to love it. So we'll see how much time we got, because working full time, whatever people say, it really mucks up your exercise regime. So as long as we're not working, obviously I'll have to try and continue it afterwards. But I think now is a good time to get into it. I've had a month off. Now I'm like, right, get back on it now, and we'll see where we're at. We'll see where we're at in a few weeks. Me and Joe Wicks will team up. We'll call it Wicks and Dicks, and
swinging
naked workouts.
One funny thing that I did see related to Joe Wicks, but not about Joe Wicks. So I don't know how legit this is, but there was a Glasgow health centre who did one of these virtual kind of workouts in the morning, but left the password unrestricted. So people were working out in the video, and you can see all the tabs, one tab there, one tab. And then there's just, at the bottom, there's just a man naked, just masturbating, just masturbating. And they then tweeted afterwards saying, "I'm sorry, everyone. I'll never do that again. I'll make it restricted, or I'll post the password or something along the lines." But,
I told Dad, don't join the group to start with.
Yeah, exactly. So that was funny, if a bit disgusting. Very. Yeah.
Sounds a lot like our pub quiz, mate.
Well, yeah. I had to, one person there all the way along, then just a bit of tape down on that bit down there. Just
you kept them in. You kept them in the quiz, but you just popped a bit of tape on the screen.
Well, I don't want to. We all need social interaction these days, even sickos.
I said walk in the park, not great comedy content.
Yeah. You said not great comedy content.
Sorry, not great comedy content.
So that's me bit on Joe Wicks. I've said me piece.
Joe Wicks gets Kenny's rant of the week. Kenny's rant of the week done. Joe Wicks slammed. He'd probably like that.
Yeah.
Big Night In slammed. Done. We're not opening that one back up, baby. Maybe we will have a little tread into this kind of world of celebrities. Maybe a bit of music, because the musical equivalent to Big Night In was this One World Together concept.
Yeah.
Spearheaded by the World Health Organization's best friend, Lady Gaga. A lady with tenuous ties to some of the most dangerous people on the planet. Definitely mental. Definitely mental. So this idea was that it would be home gigs. A lot of people are doing living room gigs. We've seen people working from home. Biffy, Green Day have done things. Lots of people have done different living room gigs on webcams. They've released it on their social media.
Yeah.
Good luck to them, I say. Why not? It's not quite the experience, but I thought I saw Kaiser Chiefs doing a few things. They've released a single. Oh my God! But they're rewording it, so it's about being in home.
Oh my God! I can't believe it. I've never spent this much time at home.
It's funny,
Very good.
All these people gigging, and then it all comes together through the power of good editing. Cool. I'm mainly impressed by the editing, and somehow that they master terrible audio. I think it's quite. Yeah. You can really see.
Good luck with that, mate.
Good luck with that.
Actually, no, I do the audio. Good luck to me.
Good luck to you. You can really see who has the right gear and who doesn't. That makes me laugh.
That's been
who actually just relies on producers and who can do it themselves.
Yeah.
It's such a divide. It's so funny.
You've seen that with loads and loads of stuff. Talk shows. Jimmy Fallon just seems to be on a phone.
Yeah.
Bill Maher seems to be on an 80-year-old laptop.
Yeah, he's on a video camera from the 80s. Yeah, so there's talking to Fallon and that. This One World Together, we're at home. 21 million viewers this got.
Oh, really?
Hosted by the three guardians to the gates of hell: Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel. How many Jimmys do you need on screen, for fuck's sake? Jimmy him out of there. Get out of there.
I don't need any of those.
It's exactly
who's your favourite out of those? Who's your favourite?
Ooh.
Snog, Marry, Avoid, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, and Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, that's hard. I like Jimmy's work on SNL, but
yeah,
he does this fake laugh all the time where he's corpsing all the time when he's not. That really grinds my gears.
Yeah. I watched More Cowbell the other day, and it's just great, isn't it?
He was involved.
I watched the Chad Smith Will Ferrell drum off as well, and just really good. We've
discussed SNL before. It's like, I don't understand why it's so lauded, but some of it is great, and some of it
amazing.
But it's more a hotbed for great talent more than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think
maybe I prefer Kimmel. I don't know.
Oh, I'm going to avoid Kimmel.
I don't know. He rubs me the wrong. Maybe Colbert. He's got good knowledge of Lord of the Rings. I don't know.
I might marry Colbert.
He's a stand-up guy. Marry Colbert.
I'm going to snog Fallon.
Snog Fallon.
And avoid Kimmel. I don't like Kimmel at all.
No, he's just not into him.
Not for me. I just find him to be a dick. I really don't like him. I'm just basically, this is just me going for people.
Yeah, I don't like you because you're a dick.
I've been in too long, and I'm looking for a fight. And Joe Wicks, Jimmy Kimmel, or Dawn French, any.
Come at me, bro.
No, Kimmel. I find him to be obnoxious and very rude to people, and just. Like he interviewed like Marilyn Manson and Eminem and just basically took the piss out of them the whole time. And
right.
He's just I just think he's self-absorbed.
He mocks people too much. He's not approaching them on an even standing.
Yeah, you can mock them in a jokey way. That's great. But if he's with I find him a bit like kind of Piers Morgan. He's sort of. There's an undercurrent of "I'm better than you"
of hate.
Yeah.
Fallon,
I think if you could get Fallon off TV every night, he's still a very funny guy. It's just you can't be funny every day.
I don't know how those people do it, mate. Those chat show hosts. I mean, it must be torture.
Well, it's like Leno. Leno was great back in the day, but God, he was terrible towards. Well, for years he was awful.
Same with Conan. Conan didn't start very well, and then kind of found his footing. So
yeah,
American TV is dog eat dog.
Yeah.
But yes, so there was obviously hosted. It was on different networks in the US, but also it was also hosted here by British people. Obviously, I think it was Dermot O'Leary who hosted.
Oh, really? Right.
O'Dreary. Right? So it was like interviews with health workers, same old thing, short films and music, basically, intercut with music.
Okay, right.
Some people involved. Elton John, he was there.
I saw Elton's, yeah.
Awful, can't sing. It's like this, he just can't do it. His voice is gone completely. I thought he was going to keel over. Tom Jones was there. Tom Jones was there. Billie Eilish was there, who looked like she was about to sit on her brother's face. They love each other. They really love each other.
Yeah, there's definitely something. There's something going on in there. I think the main thing going on is that she's got no talent, but he writes everything. But he's not sexy like she is, so that's basically what's going on.
Her voice she was doing her thing where she, drools everything, doesn't say it properly, but she was good. The Rolling Stones doing a remote concert together. Individually, I just thought was just a very, very strange sight.
Very weird.
Imagine the Beatles on Zoom. Hello, John. It's not working.
Hello, John. It's not working, John.
He's Irish, is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. That's just the fifth member of the Beatles that's Irish.
Yeah. Billy Irish.
Oh.
So yeah, Rolling Stones. Don't throw those bloody spears at me. They were there. J-Lo, she was there.
Nice.
Lady Gaga, of course. Who I think had her microphone the wrong way round, which was funny. In their living rooms, more like their banqueting rooms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They ain't living rooms.
No.
Sam Smith's there. After everything that we talk about Sam Smith in a bit, after everything he's done, he was there. You know what I mean?
How can he show his face?
He was doing a duet with friend of Jeffrey Epstein, John Legend. That's true. Look it up. Billy Joe from Green Day was there. He did Wake Me Up When September Ends. I thought he'd change it to Wake Me Up When Corona Ends, but he didn't. Lazy.
Come on.
Celine Dion finished it all off with The Prayer, which is a beautiful song.
Celine Dion often finishes me off.
Yeah. Well, since her husband's gone, she will go for anyone. Finishing off with The Prayer, which is a lovely song. It was what you thought it would be. Some people were terrible. You can see who's really a best friend of the producer in the production booth, who's good in studio and who's good live is such a different thing that it was very interesting to see. I mean, everyone was fine, but it was what you thought it was. I mean, Elton was sounding like he was doing karaoke. I mean, it was really. But these strange times we're living in, where people are doing gigs online, and it was actually mastered they'd actually mixed it very, very well. However they'd done it, someone was obviously responsible for collating everything. It was very good, very well done. But it's just seeing these celebrities in their houses, it smacks a little bit of guys, we're okay, the celebrities are here, sit down,
stop press. The celebrities are here.
Little mix, come on in. They're in. Come on.
Yeah.
It's maybe we're being too pessimistic, too over analytical, but there's just something about the celebrity culture at the moment where it's I'm just like you, but actually I'm not just like you. Which brings us on nicely to our next section.
Yes. So I mean, we're many weeks into isolation now, but things that we've seen in the last few weeks, we've seen the Imagine video, which we've not actually spoke about properly. It's a little bit it's a little bit in the rear view window now, but it's still, these kind of things are still cropping up, much like with the One World concert. And so Gal Gadot sees a man playing a trumpet and decides that everybody has to see her sing. Thank you, Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. Yeah.
So this video where these celebrities all go around, they all sing Imagine, they sing a line of Imagine. They sing kind of like...
If you try... And then the next one is, Imagine it. What key is that? What key is that?
One, it just didn't... It was shit. It sounded bad. But I'm more... The amount of annoyance and just it just gets me with these celebrities...
What do you think that Imagine cover represented to you?
Well, I saw Ricky Gervais talking about how it shows that it's just, guys, just I feel so good about myself because I'm doing this for you. I could cry at how good I am. Yeah. Which and I think, yeah, Ricky Gervais just hit it on the nail. It's just it's just screams of, well, for me it also screams of, remember me, guys, remember, I'm still relevant, I'm still here, I'm just like you, there's one for you.
Peace and love. It's weird because it's patronizing,
yeah,
condescending, it's opportunistic.
Yes.
It's ill-informed and badly judged, out of
touch. Yeah.
But I don't have a problem with celebrities trying to keep themselves and us amused. If they're great and they're funny and they're talented and they go, you know what, guys, I'm just chilling at home. I've kind of come up with a new riff. I'd love to do a live stream for you guys. Let me sing it. I love that kind of stuff. People collabing, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, whatever, Skyping each other and chatting, whatever. I think that's fun. It's harmless.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's when it has an agenda, when it becomes preachy, that I completely switch off.
I think from what we were saying earlier about the big night in, the best stuff on the night was the stuff that was self-aware.
Yeah.
That, isn't this weird? Oh, I'm trying to remain relevant. Oh, let's poke a fun at that. I know it, you know it. This was like earnestly sat there. Imagine all the people, and it's just kill yourself. We
do not complicate that. It's just out of touch, isn't it? It's tone deaf, really. Singing a song about imagine if there's no heaven and people are dying. I mean, it's just insulting. Like,
well, that as well, yeah.
Just even the song choice is insulting. Amarillo. This is the difference. Why don't they all do fucking Amarillo? That's fun. J-Lo. When the day is done. That'd be great. But instead, it's like you've picked a song that has a meaning, which is a very mixed metaphors in that song. It's a discussion John's having with himself and spirituality and God, and he's really contextualizing his whole life in that song.
It's got some strange lyrics.
I think it's a good song, but I don't think it's one of the best songs ever written by any imagination. No. But it's not the song for this day.
No.
Why have you done that? Don't pick that song.
It's the thing where you want to look like you're not wearing too much makeup.
Oh.
You're wearing makeup. You want to look like you're not trying too hard to sing it amazingly, but that you do sing it amazingly.
Hair done, makeup on, but in sweatpants.
Yeah.
Just me casual. This is just me casual. And then they belt out this amazing riff. I mean, it's just...
I was surprised by a few of the people that took part.
I'm interested to hear what you say now. Which celebrities?
So, someone who I respect greatly and think is hilarious, Sarah Silverman, took part.
And she got the worst bit of the whole song. Yeah.
I just, how tone deaf. Sarah, come on, you're great.
Mate, this is just proof, if proof is needed, that when there's a spotlight, people want to stand under it, mate.
I expected people like Gal Gadot, who else was on there? Mark Ruffalo, who plays Hulk.
Mark's a good guy, and he does a lot for charities, and he doesn't seem out of touch, but
Who else was on there? I'll tell you who.
John Legend, most people.
Yeah, who did surprise me was, I can't remember his name. You'll know his name. The guy from the IT crowd who's not Richard Ayoade.
Oh, Chris O'Dowd.
Chris O'Dowd was on it.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Maybe people got confused, Gal Gadot, and they misspelled it, and it came up Dowd, and somehow we got the call.
It was a weird one. It was a weird one.
I feel totally the same.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
And it comes together with this kind of makeup-free celebs. Sam Smith crying that he's in this kind of like posed crying thing in his mansion, and just it's too much. It's too much.
Celebrities are human, and in some degree, I think being isolated when you are someone that's an extrovert and wants attention must be genuinely quite difficult to not get that because of your own lack of self-worth, or because you're arrogant or a narcissist, or just because you love pleasing people and it pleases you. And if you do that, I'm sure they are feeling a bit odd that they're looked after for years, and suddenly they're at home and they go, actually, you can't do anything now. I think that's why so many celebrities are tweeting stupid shit, because actually they've got no one there to tell them, guys, you got to keep busy and do stuff.
When it's unfiltered, people are kind of are really showing
exactly
who they are, and it's
desperation for sure.
If anything, I think, and I hope, one of the things that we learn from this is that celebrities don't matter.
No.
They're not important. We need people to entertain us. They're the entertainers are the important people.
The
people that can genuinely entertain are the important people. Well, no, the people that save our lives and do the essential work are the important people.
I'd say they're slightly more important than sort of a jazz singer, but obviously we need entertainment. Of course, there's no debate.
Yeah.
Just pushing it in your face as some kind of heal all. We're all together in this, guys. But I've got a marble statue of a lion that cost $2 million behind me. It just when people are out of work and out of their jobs and you're kind of preaching to me, it just feels a bit tone deaf, and it puts me off people, truth be told. It makes me think, actually, maybe I won't go and see your next movie.
Yeah.
That it's probably going to have an effect on our perspective of certain celebrities in the way that they've handled this particular situation.
I think so, yeah. And I'd like to see the impact that it has on our obsession with celebrity culture, whether we, I'm way too pessimistic and all that kind of stuff to think that this could have lasting impacts. But if there's things that we could learn from this, it's the value of work that is needed, nurses getting pay rises, people that are have become so important, becoming revered, teachers, doctors, but I don't know if that will happen. I hope it does, and that the end of this kind of weird reality celebrity kind of phase in humanity ends, but I don't think it will. No.
Oh, isn't it, mate? It's sort of a humanitarian crisis, isn't it? People are kind of, what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to, and everybody's realizing, I think, that life can change very quickly for you, and that you realize what you love and who you love. And, what I love is Wonder Woman singing Me to Sleep with a John Lennon classic. So, you don't understand it, man. You're just jealous, aren't you? You're jealous. I'm sick and tired of it, okay?
Well, good luck to her, I say.
Good luck to her, I say. Let's move away from celebrities to the regular folk. What are people doing? What are people making and creating for us that isn't quite as patronising as Imagine?
Well, meme culture has obviously done wonders over the last...
A revival of meme culture, which, let's face it, may have peaked a few years ago.
Possibly, although I've always...
they've always been there.
I guess I follow a lot of meme pages, so I always feel like it's always there. But maybe in the real kind of general public, maybe it did peak, yeah. But there's been a revival. I've
got so many on me. Most of them I can't read out because they're offensive. You have a discussion. Maybe I'll have a flick through some I've saved.
All right. Okay. So I want to do a little bit of a deep dive on a very famous man.
Yeah.
Who we've all seen. It's the guy with the big member sat on the bed.
Well, I've seen this only because you have sent it to me, and I innocently viewed it. As Kenny's probably sent me something really worthwhile here, something that we can all learn from, and that will benefit me. Just a man's penis.
Yeah. So this was at the beginning of the pandemic and everything. I first saw it in text messages that were sent to me. It was a text message that was sent to me that said, "Donald Trump has coronavirus. News story here." Click on it, and it's a big picture of this black guy with a big penis on the side of the bed.
Right.
And that was the first one, and I thought, oh, that's funny. And then he kept cropping up, and I've seen videos of him in Karate Kid. I've seen videos of him in Jurassic Park. People have taken this guy. Anyway, I thought we've all seen him. So
we've all seen what he's working with.
So I thought I would do a little bit of a look into who he is, and other people have done.
Of all the things you could be doing right now, you're looking into a guy in a meme.
Who is this guy?
Yeah,
I need to know. Anyway, he's an adult porn star, obviously.
Oh, really?
His name is in the industry was Wood, obviously.
Not Meme Gene, then.
No.
Meme Machine.
Not member.
Member. He puts the meme in member.
There you go. That'll do.
Wood.
So Vice looked into him a little bit as well.
Of course I did.
His name was Wardy, and I do have unfortunate news to say that unfortunately he's not actually alive.
Oh.
He did die in 2016 of a heart attack. He was only 45.
All the blood was rushing to his wood.
Yeah, exactly.
45.
So 45, and he had died, but he actually. So I found some of the information. Is great website knowyourmeme.com, and it takes a meme, and it basically gives you the context and the history of it. So his image was actually shared as a kind of, oh my God, look at this news story. And then it turns out to be him from like 2015, 2016.
Oh,
so
okay, that's kind of cool.
Not actually a new meme that's been shared. It's just blown up again with the coronavirus pandemic and it coming out. But yeah, it's been circulating in internet culture for years. But there you go. He's unfortunately passed away. So,
rest in peace. I'm sure he died how he would have wanted to. Balls deep inside a transsexual.
Yeah. But yeah. So next time you see him, just think you're all right. You are. You've
left an indelible mark on pop culture.
Yes. Yeah.
These memes. There's so many. I could read so many. The ones that are making, there's a lot of ones that, thanks to no pollution, you can now see so and so.
They're really good. Yeah.
Since there's been no pollution, you can now see Earth from India. That made me laugh. Dolphins have returned to Italy. Meanwhile, in Egypt, and there's a picture of an alien building a pyramid. Things like that. It's just. I mean, I could go through forever, but there's some very funny ones. Those are the ones I like that are harmless, not ones which include people with male genitalia. But
well,
if that's what you're into,
they're always my favourite ones.
That's what you're into. There's loads, yeah. But memes are great. You know what? Who's the person that sits there and makes these and then they blow up? Who does this? Is it? I've posted some funny photos before. You've posted some funny photos. My personal Instagram, Jack Rock and Roll Up. I think it's got some quite funny photos on there.
Yeah.
They don't blow up. Nothing happens.
Nothing blows up.
Someone makes that silly one. You can now see whatever. Since there's no pollution, you can see the Universal logo in the sky. Millions of shares. Celebrities sharing it. What's going on?
Yeah.
Who does this?
I don't know who it is, but they're geniuses. They're modern comedic geniuses. Let's be honest.
It is a form of art. Let's be honest.
It is, yeah.
A funny meme is actually like an artistic, sort of little snippet, little nugget of comedy gold.
Yeah, there was one that I just found. It was a kid with a chocolate egg, and oh, I'm so happy. Oh my god, there's a surprise inside it. And then they look into it. Oh, and it's a 5G antenna. It goes, and then her face like kind of all melts
up.
Oh, Mum, it's a 5G antenna. I'm not feeling so good. So
that's funny.
That was funny.
Remember, we're burning down 5G, Jenga, Alton Towers,
Get 'em down.
Towers of London, that band.
Towers of London.
Austin Powers. I know that.
Oh, that one's a slight.
We'll leave that one.
Just burn them all down.
Burn them all. Burn it down. Well,
so,
I mean, memes are great. Memes are great. Thank you. Thank you, people that have a humour at a time like this, because it is rescuing everybody. Laughter, as corny as it is, it really is a healer in the sense that you can get through a lot by laughing at it. So thankfully, absolutely. There are some memes out there that are helping us through it. So,
and we fully endorse the idea of memes being art. 100%.
Absolutely, and I think it's our duty in life to create a meme that circulates around and goes viral. Come on, let's do it.
That'd be so good.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Right, we'll get working on that, guys.
All right.
Well,
what else are we going to
on to? As we're nearing the back end of the pod, maybe some ideas around how it's affecting sports, because you're more of a sportster than I am. But a few things that are close to us, including UFC and wrestling, have been deemed essential. And we would be remiss if we didn't discuss, at least briefly, although we're stepping away from wrestling, still a big passion of ours, discussing how wrestling is doing at a time like this and how corrupt Vince McMahon is.
That is largely where the conversation would go. As people know, we're no longer covering wrestling as a staple of our podcast now. It's going to be pop culture, but we still watch it. And there's been some news out of the wrestling world over the last 2 weeks or so, which really should be told to everybody. If not just to highlight just how corruption.
What's happened? What's happened?
I'll run through a quick timeline and then we'll go through a discussion.
It's quite convoluted and there's a lot to it, but we'll bullet point it. Yeah.
So the WWE, WWF, run by Vince McMahon. So they are still currently live taping shows. Somehow they begin to. They were going to bulk tape like every other company. AEW bulk taped, TNA bulk taped, WWE out of nowhere decide, no, we're not going to bulk tape. I think it was the day of the bulk taping taking place, or the morning of, decides, no, Vince McMahon decides we're going to go live. So that happens. Then the first confirmed case of COVID in the company is confirmed.
Yeah.
Then, so this is their live taping in Florida State, and there's a Florida lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Then, this is all within kind of like the same day, basically.
Yeah, it's 2 or 3 days, isn't it? Yeah.
$18.5 million is given in support to the re-election package for Donald Trump by Linda McMahon.
Vince's wife, does a lot with businesses and things in the Trump's,
so he's got $18.5 million for specific battleground states for the election in November. And then out of nowhere, the governor of Florida deems WWE an essential business. And then the week after, 3 or 4 days later, WWE fire or furlough around 35 wrestlers, coaches, announcers. And it turns out in the days that have passed, apparently a third of the workforce have been furloughed or fired.
Yeah, a lot hasn't come out publicly. Now, they do have the funds to keep people hired at a time like this. They have at least $500 million in reserves.
Yeah, because they're publicly floated. The cash reserves are known, and I think it's 500 million.
Yeah, I think respected wrestling journalists or just sports journalist Dave Meltzer was talking about they have enough money realistically to still keep those contracts for 2 to 4 years. So, just out of the reserves. So, big company statement saying we'll be saving about whatever 4 million a month or whatever they said. But the fact remains that they've fired a third of their workforce, essentially with immediate effect, meaning that they can't go into new work because, look, no one's employing. They've lost their job out of nowhere. And WWE still have money to keep them, but have decided not to because they have been bulk hiring people for years to stop them from going to other companies, other competitors, and have used this opportunity to make sure their top end doesn't get lost too much, their profit margin isn't affected. They've used this opportunity to separate themselves from some of the talent that they basically don't really want.
And they never wanted.
And they never wanted, which is awful.
It was a dark day for wrestling. I think it was Wednesday last week. So it will be nearly 2 weeks by the time this goes live.
We were watching the live news updates on it. I mean, the wrestling world was a buzz with people live streaming, reporting it. Wrestlers were posting about it. People devastated, crying. A particular wrestler, Kurt Hawkins, his wife's heavily pregnant at the moment. He was just fired. No regard for people's personal situations. Now, some of them have a bit of money, so good on them, but it's just a really sick business tactic. And some people say all businesses are cutting. Well, small businesses, restaurants are cutting that can't afford, if nobody's going to their restaurant, they can't afford to pay people. I feel awful for you, and I feel so terribly sad about independent businesses that are out of business. WWE is the biggest wrestling company in the world. It makes billions from TV deals alone. They do not need to cut people like a little restaurant in Chicago needs to cut people. I know business is cut and dry like that, but
and it's when it's added up with the fact that they were going to bulk tape, which is much safer. But instead they're going to run 2 live shows a week, which involve crews coming back and forth, wrestlers coming back and forth, announcers. The social media team doing this and that, and it's so much more could cause so much more harm to live tape for no reason. No reason for it.
No regard for the health of their workers. Wrestler had a leukemia, was still asked to work WrestleMania until he pulled out himself. Just an example of nobody. There's no surprise that WWE doesn't really care about the health of their workers. That's pretty evident throughout the whole time they've been a thing.
Pretty much. And then the $18.5 million to Trump, and then, well, the kind of the group to rebuild the American economy includes advisors. They include Linda and Vince McMahon. They've given nearly $20 million to Trump, and then suddenly they're deemed essential. It's Vince
McMahon, whose XFL, American Football League, has folded and declared bankruptcy, and he fired everyone. In fact, he's been sued by one of the commissioners there, I believe. Someone there suing him because he was guaranteed multiple seasons. I think 3 or 4 seasons they were all guaranteed, and they didn't even get one season. So
5 games. The XFL went
5 games.
And largely due to coronavirus, it would have probably run the whole time. But
it looked really good reviews, people positive.
Yeah, it was all right.
Good trainers, good production value. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's one of those where this is a time when people have come together, and you've really found the worth of people, and really Vince McMahon and WWE have shown the scumbags that they are.
It's true colours, isn't it, mate? Yeah.
For everyone to see. They're so that's what is happening in the world of WWE, and thought it was too big not to talk about, really. But disgraceful.
UFC, I think, are still trying to run their card, aren't they? I believe.
UFC were running a card for April 18th, and then
They were told they couldn't, weren't they?
Yeah, so the fight, it was announced and then confirmed, and then so ESPN is owned by Disney, and Disney basically called Dana White and said, "Look, it's not safe. Stand down." And
stand down. This is Disney. It's not safe. Stand down.
It's just Mickey Mouse.
Oh, there's a sniper outside your window.
They were taking massive precautions, and a lot of people were saying that they felt as though that the fight, the night of the fight, was going to be safer than being at home, and even the amount of precautions they were taking. It's safer to be there than in the supermarket.
It's safer for us to bring you in. Yeah,
it was. It sounded like it was going to work well, and that they were going to make all the precautions needed. But they were told to stand down, and now this idea of Fight Island.
Fight Island, the new game out now.
Sounds like a game. Dana White is got this private island where there will be a fight.
Where he brings young female prostitutes. Oh no, that's the other island. That's his neighbour.
The other island. That's the other island. Yeah. Yeah, that video apparently, I mean, I've not seen it, but no one wants to see that. Dana White. Is that his arse or his head? I can't tell.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so they are going to be running a fight, and it looks like UFC is going to return fairly soon, and also that the German Football League is going to return potentially in about 2 weeks' time as well.
Coming.
So
to get to the stadium, you've got to prove you're healthy. You know, show me your papers.
Show me. Show me your papers.
Yeah.
So yeah, sport is potentially coming back, but there's two ways to do it. There's one, the WWE way, or two, the UFC way, and what else?
But I did it my way.
Disgusting.
Basically, if you want to do any sports, go to Florida because they've opened up their beaches now as well. It's manic there. Do whatever you want in Florida. It's all good. You see the mayor of Las Vegas or something said that we really what we want to do in Las Vegas is use it as a kind of a testing ground, have no social distancing, and see how many people die. then she went, but no one will let me. Right,
God damn it!
I'm paraphrasing, but that is what was said. I really just kind of wanted to see who would die, but they just they're mentalists, absolute mentalists. Who knows what's going to happen with sport? No sport in the UK as of now that we know of, except a little bit of frisbee out in the park.
Yeah,
frisbee's quite fun.
When Corona did blow up and everything happened, there was a massive increase in the was it the Belarusian Football League continued?
Yeah,
and then they managed to get 10 extra TV deals. Because they were the only sport operating at that time. I think that there was like a second division Nigerian league happening or something along those lines. But this premier kind of the top league, the Belarusian league, was still happening, and yeah, they've made loads of money. They're getting viewing figures through the roof because they're the only
two teams. Rest are dead. Two teams.
Yeah.
One person on each team.
One person, yeah.
One aside.
1v1.
1v1 action. Wow, that is. Let's all go to Belarus. Have a bloody good time. Are they the one with the national anthem that's like? I think so.
Probably.
That could be racist. If it is, I apologise. But I like you in Eurovision, so let me off.
Eurovision's off as well. God.
The future's bleak. I was going to have a Eurovision party. There was going to be cheese balls. There was going to be flags. All right. Go on.
Everything's off, isn't it?
The thing is, mate, we just don't know what's going to happen in the future. But I think we should predict. Hear me out. I think we should make some predictions as to what's going to happen post-COVID. Will there ever be a post-COVID? Yes, probably in about 8 weeks.
Yeah.
But what do you think will change as a result of coronavirus, sir? by any chance have any notes, perhaps, on
Perhaps.
what may change predictions for the future?
Okay, let me just scroll past the bit about the WWE being scum.
Scum.
Okay, yes, yeah, that bit that we. There we are.
Let me just check. Cross penis off. Scum and
Subhuman scum.
just normal notes for a normal podcast. We've done the
Yeah.
penis bit. That's done. Subhuman scum. Done. Get on the boat.
Tick.
Predictions for a dystopian future.
Welcome to our new segment, predictions for a dystopian future.
Come on, lay it on me, sir. Predictions.
Okay, I've got 3 predictions.
We'll leave the audience with some predictions and maybe a little cheeky joke. Maybe a cheeky joke at the end.
My first prediction is relating to something very close to my heart. It's video games.
I thought you were going to say your lungs.
Yeah, also my lungs.
Video games.
Video.
You in video games? I don't see it happening.
Never. So PS5, Xbox Series X, meant to be coming out at Christmas. There's already shortages of the Nintendo Switch. You can't get a Nintendo Switch for love nor money.
Really? No.
Apparently, at the moment. I think that there will be a next-gen console, either postponement or a massive stock issue. In the so it's holiday 2020, which normally means October, November, so that you can get it in time for
3 months, isn't it? Really? Yeah.
So I'm going to say a fairly safe prediction that the fact that all the factories have shut, that all this is stopped, all the shops have shut, the games developers in themselves
everything's delayed, isn't it? Yeah.
Trying, films, music's delayed, TV filming's delayed. There's surely going to be a massive knock-on to the new generation of consoles.
Generation.
I think that we will probably be playing our PS4s and Xbox Ones a little bit longer.
Will they delay it to the summer or the following Christmas?
The word on the street, it's quite silent out there. But if you listen closely, you can hear some news on next generation consoles.
Next generation consoles.
Possibly that they're going to release this holiday season, and they're just going to accept that there's going to be massive stock problems.
Okay.
So they could come out, but the numbers are probably going to be way down. I still wonder, maybe a postponement might be the best thing, but they're going to want that sweet holiday cash. Although with this year basically being a write-off for the entire world, who knows?
This 2020 didn't happen. 2021, get a new diary in. 2020.
Well, funny thing about going back to sport quickly, they're going to do the European Football Championships in 2021. They're going to name them. They're going to keep the name Euro 2020.
It's thrown everything. Everything's off a year forever.
Yeah, so everything's going to still be named 2020, but it's going to happen in 2021. So, but yeah, I think there will probably be a massive stock problem or possible postponement.
Well, I suppose we should do one for one. Mine was quite short and sweet. I think there's going to be a significant amount of the workforce still working from home for at least another 12 months. I think in part because a lot of companies have realised that you can do a lot of work from home. Yeah. And I think by that degree, a lot of people will say, I don't need to be in and I don't need to come in. So I've worked out a way of working from home, and I think it will become not the go-to for every company because it's impossible for a lot, but I think those that can work from home will work from home on a much more regular basis.
Yeah, I think that's probably likely.
May change employment law even. It may be a 3-day week in work or a 1 day off a week or whatever. It may come in under the pretense of it's only safe to going to physical work 2 days a week at the moment, so you're working from home.
You're going for a couple of meetings, a couple of bits like that. But
I know some companies are doing that already, but I do think I've known a number of people that have said working from home is just works for them. Some people don't like it, some people are distracted, but I think people going back into work has really made them realise that they hate their job or they don't like the morning commute, or it just saves so much money, it saves so much time. And I think that it may well be something that is implemented possibly long term for some companies.
Yeah, and of course with the virus it's just gonna rumble on and on.
Yeah.
Even when lockdown ends, it's still not gonna. You're still gonna be potentially getting the virus for the next, who knows, 2 years, 1 year.
No idea.
So people may say, look, I can work from home. It's worked the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's still not really safe out there, even though the government say you can go out.
What do they know?
I'm just going to stay in anyway.
Yeah.
If you can do it from home, I would say for the next 6 months, if you've got that sway, might be a good idea.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What about what's your next one?
Good one.
You're all right, kid.
You're all right. Okay, so I've got a political one. It could happen. I'm not sure on this, but so I think most analysts are predicting that Trump, before Corona, definitely almost all, Trump is going to get re-elected for another 4 years in November. There's questions on, will the American election even happen? How can it happen in this situation? Obviously, now the nominee looks to be old sleepy Joe Biden.
Sleepy Joe, I like to sniff children's hair. Sleepy Joe.
Oh, touch my legs.
Girl, I need to touch your ear.
Yes, Mr. Joe Biden, who is obviously unwell and has suffered many strokes and is an old man who can't
Stroking children's heads.
Can't finish a sentence. So it looks unlikely that Joe Biden would win. Apart from Trump seems to be going wrong. Now, a lot of people say he's been going wrong for years. He's saying even today, he said something about antibacterial.
He was talking about how light can cure the disease, and there is some evidence for what he was saying. It's one of those things where he's an idiot, but let his quotes be his quotes and don't spin them. He said about we should be injecting disinfectants to cure the disease, but he didn't say we should all be injecting bleach and disinfectant to cure corona. He said injecting a disinfectant-like substance is something that the scientists are working on. So it was kind of like, you don't say that because it's fear-mongering, it's a stupid thing to say, but he didn't say it maybe as mentally as it's been portrayed that he said it. Not that I'm defending him, he is mental. But
yeah, I mean, I am very much would say that there's a lot of bullshit about Trump.
So much spin.
Where people make him out to be something that he isn't. I mean, it might be controversial, but the man isn't a racist. He's probably a sexist, but he's not.
I'd say probably a sexist.
But I just don't see good enough evidence to say that he's racist.
And black employment's actually really good in America. Well, maybe at the moment it's taken a bit of a downward turn, but it's actually very good at the moment. So a
lot of people say he's homophobic, and I haven't seen good evidence of that either. There's a lot of spin with Trump, a lot of lefty outrage.
It was the same with Boris. It's the same with all these leaders at the moment. There's always go to the source. And listen, if it's audio, listen and watch what they actually said. And it's either stupid or not as stupid as someone says.
Yes.
And very occasionally, it's very good.
Sometimes quite good. Yeah. But yeah, Trump is the reaction to coronavirus in America has been, I mean, almost catastrophic.
It's been very poor.
I feel very sorry for the American public at the moment. There doesn't seem to be much being done. They're talking, we're going to open 2 weeks' time. We're going to open this. It's very, very worrying. And from what I thought, and many people thought to be Trump nailed on for another 4 years, whether that's good or bad is completely up to yourself. but possibly could he lose if this continues?
Creepy Joe. I don't think he will.
I don't think he will either, really. But it could be closer.
I think the way this is handled will have a very, very negative effect on his on people that will go to bat for him.
I agree. It's if the reaction continues to be as it is, it could be a real problem, and he could lose. I think he's probably going to win. Incumbent presidents tend to win anyway, but it's been if the economy starts to tank, we could
anything can happen.
Yeah, we really could.
Could be Arnie. Could be Arnold. Arnold Schwarzenegger will step up.
The Rock,
the president we all need, baby.
or Vince McMahon, the overseer.
No, you're all fired. This is good shit. My number 2.
Go on.
Staggered entry into large theme parks, tourist destinations, maybe pretty much everything. I think certainly big stadiums, big gatherings. I think they're going to cap numbers, and they're going to stagger entry, so 20 in at a time, little gap, whatever. I think that thereby driving up prices for things. It's sort of during a recession, which is going to be going to explode. I think that, I've said before, we're meant to be going to Disney in September. I don't know what's going on with that, baby. I just think that there's going to be they're not going to go, okay, and today we're back to normal and you can all come in and it's all good.
Yeah.
It's just going to be like, okay, well, 50% of the people that have booked tickets for this can come. The other 50%, you're coming at another time, baby.
I've heard things about age restrictions being lifted, so the younger can go out earlier.
Yeah.
Or who knows? It's going to be. I think, as you said, this idea that normal life is back, I don't think it's really ever going to be normal again.
No. So to this particular point, I think it's some kind of staggered entry, cap numbers. Stadiums won't be full. Maybe even restaurants and shops won't be full. There may be. Yeah. It's like the old corner shop from back in the day. Only 6 kids allowed in here at a time. Because they nick your mask.
Yeah.
It might be like that. I think it definitely will, at least for a time. Which is going to increase demand and make things very difficult for people. So no one's going to get to do what they want when they want to do it, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I was chatting with the missus the other day, thinking like, just think of all the things that you did. Going to the cinema and for a film that's just come out, and you're sat next to someone you don't know. And now that seems somehow dangerous.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be done. Going to a club where there's hundreds of people in a really warm environment, going to a gig. Yes. I mean, even, Primark on a Saturday is
killer.
Full of thousands of people.
Thousands of people, and they've all got buggies. I had an argument with a lady in there once who she was one of those ladies that I was looking at, a lovely, 3 t-shirts for £10, back of the net, score. Oh, lovely blue one. Oh, that one's got a logo on. Oh, I'm not sure about that one. Turn around. I'm waiting. Excuse me.
She's got coronavirus.
Can you move out the way, please? So, well, you can't wait and then tap me on the shoulder and go, you should have moved. You could go, sorry, can I get by? I just don't have the time for this. I just thought, this is Primark, isn't it? This wouldn't happen in the top, man.
No, God, no.
You know what I mean? They don't let them in because they're not men.
No, they're not top.
And they're not top. But that soured my opinion of Primark. And let me tell you, I've never truly enjoyed a Primark since. I've always had a flashback to that woman going, excuse me, that woman. I don't like people that expect you to do something and then chastise you for not doing it. That annoys me. That, you know, why haven't you tidied up? You've literally defecated on the middle of the floor. Shut up. That annoys me.
You all right, mate? You hold some grudges against a lady?
I'm losing the will, mate. Come on. Therapy session. Come on.
Right, my last one. It's a throwaway one.
Go on.
The new James Bond. That's still going to suck.
Fine.
After all this time inside where we can talk, we can talk and think about the modern world and how we're operating, this SJW James Bond's still going to be rubbish.
Oh, yeah. So, emasculated Bond. That's what you want, isn't it, mate? Chop him off by the knacks.
What they've done is they've delayed it twice.
Yeah.
Now it's November. It'll probably get delayed again, and it's going to keep rolling on, and it ain't going to matter because it's still going to suck.
All that, the extended wait time, and we'll sit down and we'll be 2 meters apart from the person next to us. Do you want some popcorn? Oh, I'm not allowed to offer you my popcorn. Sit down. We'll watch a short video, short animation about the dangers of coronavirus. Then we'll go into the movie and we'll go, this is dog shit.
Yeah, we're still. Yeah, after all the things we've been through.
Yeah.
They're still going to ruin James Bond.
What to say, mate? We live in an age, unfortunately, where we will see all our dreams destroyed and all the things that we love tarnished. Disney have begun doing it with live-action remakes of everything. Nothing is safe. Nothing is safe.
No.
Well, I agree. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be very good. I mean, my third one wasn't really a funny one. It was probably a more severe one, and it was restrictions on freedom of speech, and especially social media, which they're doing already. We've seen with 5G, etc., removing scores of misinformation or just alternative information. Policing people who maybe didn't necessarily give their consent, although in the small print, I suppose we all gave our consent. But the lack of being able to say what you want to say without ramifications, without being blacklisted, without being removed.
The only thing I would say about that is that was happening. That was happening before Corona. This maybe
sped it up.
It's sped it up. The Silicon Valley kind of leftism sort of monopoly on social media has been rolling on for so many years.
Yeah.
But yes, I did see something today, something about medical advice is being taken off of YouTube if it kind of goes. The problem is that in something like coronavirus, there's a lot of misinformation, and it is important to get the right information to people. But it's when it becomes something where the right information is just someone's opinion, and then all of a sudden, then you're looking at kind of the curtailing of free speech. It's a big problem.
You've just got to look into who is giving you the right information. That's where you need to start. Who is this? How do they benefit? What's their standing? And so I think it's important to get a 360-degree view of any situation, whether it's pretty cut and dry what the truth is or not. Always important to listen to other people's opinions, because when you start arresting people, or when you start shutting people down that have a difference of opinion, that's kind of a fascist sort of state. And that's it's not a good place to be in.
With YouTube, they've already deplatformed or cancelled. I mean, people like Alex Jones, who are he is by most accounts a pretty crazy guy.
He's very loud.
Pretty crazy guy, but as has been shown, he's kind of like of the 100 conspiracies he puts out there, maybe 3 or 4 are actually right.
Yeah.
And whether they're right or wrong, deplatforming someone
Whether
because
I'm right or wrong, down the waterfall.
Big Potato,
Jones is cancelled. Come on.
yeah, people like that, and what's his name, the short-haired guy, Milo.
Oh yeah. I know who you mean.
And people like that. I mean, and Katie Hopkins, and it's all very well and good when you're cancelling people who you don't agree with.
It's all
But
well
what
in Garden City.
when the power vacuum and the power paradigm shifts the other way, and suddenly you're the one that's viable of being cancelled. It's a very free speech is all speech or no speech. That's the way we see it. It's the way I've seen it for a long time now.
Absolutely.
Maybe when I was younger, I would have thought, yeah, get these right wing people off, and we're pretty left wing and that, but and all well and good with rights and things like that, but it's all speech or no speech, man. It's got to be.
It's difficult. You have the right to say anything, and I have the right to like or dislike what you say.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should probably end with a couple of gags, and then we'll sail off into the sunset. Maybe post some Hitler, Donald Trump memes, get cancelled.
I would think so. Yeah.
That's kind of what we do.
Kind of what we're going for now.
Kind of what we're going for here with this podcaster, Rooney.
So
shift myself. We've
covered all sorts today.
Long one again. So first part, we were talking all about what we're doing. Second part, we're talking about what other people are doing. We've moved through the musicians, the actors, the celebrities, the fantastic icon of exercise, Joe Wicks, great guy, and a beautiful angel that's saving us, Gal Gadot. Maybe those two should get married.
Maybe they'd have pretty beautiful children.
Yeah, hell of a child, some kind of action man figure would come up. We've talked baked potatoes. We've talked essential businesses not being essential.
Yeah.
We're going to end with a couple of jokes. How's that sound, mate?
It sounds good. The funny thing as well is that, so this episode was originally planned to be one episode. Because what we all talked about in isolation tapes 1 and today, that was all meant to be one. That's gone. That would have been an 18-hour podcast.
We've given a bumper editions of nearly 4 hours worth of content here. I mean, come on, guys. We're good guys.
Hit me with Jack's joke of the week,
Okay.
Jack's jokes of the week, and we'll sign away.
We're going to start with politically correct jokes, talking about what we've been talking about today. The rules of comedy are different now, let's face it. It's 2020. Yeah. Soon as it ticked over to 2020, I got rid of all my lesbian jokes. Lickety split. Get it? I like that one. Harmless.
Harmless.
Split. Lickety split. Split. Wood would like that, wouldn't he? Mm. Don't judge a book by its cover unless it's the big book of great cover bands.
Funny.
Loads of variations on that one.
Yeah, loads. Yeah, that's good.
I thought a pronoun was just a noun really good at its job. Fine. I kept praying for a conservatory, but in the end, I lost faith. An extensional crisis.
That's yeah. I mean that's absurd. That's
dirty. Yeah.
That one's too much, if anything.
If anything.
Very good.
Have I done my Spice Girls one? Don't think I did it before, did I? Not sure. It's one of my favourite jokes I've ever written. I probably shouldn't blow it on the pod, but I'm gonna. I came second in a Spice Girls lookalike competition. Close, but no zigga zigar. That's one of my favourite jokes I've ever written.
That's really good, yeah.
Yeah. And with that, these two spicy boys, we're going to sign off, aren't we?
Right now.
If you like what you hear and you like what you see, we are on social media. Facebook, Rock and Roll Up Podcast. Instagram, Rock and Roll Up Podcast. Twitter, Rock and Roll... No, doesn't fit, does it? Idiots.
Too long.
Idiots.
Come on.
Rock and Roll Up Pod. Idiots.
Roll Up Pod.
We are on different podcasting platforms, aren't they, Kenny? What are they?
Well, you can see our beautiful faces on YouTube, but if you would like the audio version of this podcast, you can listen to us on iTunes, on Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and the Big Heads Media website.
You're joking. We're on there.
Everywhere.
Be recategorized into pop culture and comedy.
Eventually.
Okay. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think of the visuals. Give us your predictions for what's going to happen post-COVID. Not sure when we'll be back, but this seems to be working. So we'll try to be weekly if we can, bi-weekly if not. And we'll go back to perhaps more of a regular format in terms of features and things. We'll have to have a little think. We'll probably be a bit shorter than these ones, but we thought we'd lay all our thoughts out in a beautiful...
All of them.
Literally every one.
Every single thought.
I've exhausted myself and my material. So
yeah, my tailbone hurts, that's for sure.
Oh, my ass. It is dead. I need to watch that Imagine video to sort of rile me up a bit, get me out of bed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, angry. Wow.
What are you up to, Sarah?
Let's go, mate. Come on. Let's go sit out, get some vitamin D. Not like that. We've had enough of that from those memes.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I'm going to pop my sun out on.
Nice.
I'm going to bid you all adieu. Not like that. Have a lovely night. There we are, look. Pop my hat on. He's brushing his scalp. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very
Look
much.
after yourselves and your family.
Take care.
Take care. See you in a
We
bit.
love you.
Gonna pop a Joe Wicks ad at the end just to wake everyone up. We're
All
joking.
right, my name's Joe Wicks. Here's my chili con carne.
Hey, hey,
Here we go.
Boys, 20 burpees. I've been Jack.
I've been Kenny.
Peace out.
Big time, baby.
Lift off my cap to you. Bye-bye now.
Please export.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now.
Take care now. See you soon now.
Bye-bye.
Going to end the meeting.
Bye-bye now.